is not the same. So it's not the same anxiety someone else has. So somebody might say, hey, I got anxiety, but it's not the same anxiety somebody else is actually living with, or someone else is living with, or somebody else. Everybody's anxiety is different in some way, some shape, some form. Somebody might actually get panic attacks where it's a panic attack and it shuts them down. They can't talk. Another person gets a panic attack. They can talk, and they can talk incessantly and just keep on talking. Another person's panic attack means their arms go numb, their legs go numb, but they can communicate. Another person's panic attack, they freeze up entirely. They're on the ground. They're rolling around. They're like choking. And another person's panic attack could be literally, it just comes on really quick and then disappears really quick. Another person's can go for an hour and then keep on going and triggering. Everybody's different, and the subtleties are different. There's a lot of differences, and no one's panic attack's the same. No one's anxiety is the same. No one's nervousness is the same. No one is. What's behind anxiety? The vagus nerves. That's a big part of what's behind anxiety. So it's vagus nerves, right? What happens is that your nerve is inflamed. So you have inflammation of the nerve somewhere. So inflammation of the vagus nerves somewhere throughout the body. So a lot of people have inflammation of the vagus nerves up by the brainstem. That can create a different form of panic or anxiety or in some type of nervousness, okay? Someone else might have inflammation down lower on the vagus nerve, somewhere in the gut, somewhere around the gut. Somebody else can have inflammation on the vagus nerve around the heart. So it's also about where that inflammation is that determines the different variations of anxiety somebody has. Some people have anxiety where it's crippling, where the attacks come on, they seize up, they get numb all through their body, their legs get numb, their hands get numb, they can't breathe, they think they're gonna die. Well, that's anxiety that's happening far up, further up head, further up brainstem, further up there, versus somebody else that has inflammation to the vagus nerve somewhere down lower by the stomach, and then they have this pit of the stomach thing, they have this nervousness, they have these butterflies in their stomach, like something, or they feel like their anxiety attack is their stomach flips, where it's constantly flipping, and they have this feeling of that sensation, and they can't breathe good because their stomach is all tense and tight. They have that type of inflammation down lower, okay? Versus somebody who actually has a different situation, and that inflammation is up higher in the brainstem, up higher in the nerves up here. So it all depends too on where that inflammation is. True cause of anxiety. When anxiety interferes with your life, is anxiety interfering with your life? Do you have any of the anxiety symptoms? Because I'm going into it in depth in a minute. Is it interfering in your life in any way? It's caused by toxic heavy metal, such as mercury, aluminum, and copper. Hey, maybe you're somebody and you're like, okay, now I know the answer. You might see a whole bunch of things like chlorella can get my metals out. Let me go and do that. Activated charcoal can get my metals out. No, bad, no. Chlorella can't get metals out worth the life of it. It can't get metals out of somebody. Activated charcoal, terrible to take. Internally, a terrible thing to do. And activated charcoal internally, with anybody who has bloating, gut problems, gut issues, sensitivities in the gut, inflamed intestinal linings, gallbladder trouble, liver issues, stagnant sluggish liver, lymphatic issues, taking activated charcoal, epic disaster. What causes anxiety? What causes mystery depression? Yeah, you got it. Toxic heavy metals, mercury, aluminum, copper in the brain. Toxic heavy metals are responsible for anxiety. That's one of the main causes of anxiety and depression. And that leads to a lot of different conditions, you guys. Bipolar, Asperger's, focus and concentration, ADHD, OCD, all of that. If I got an anxiety disorder and I can't get rid of my anxiety and I'm struggling with it and I'm suffering from it, first thing I would do is start a cleanse, start one of the cleanses in medical medium cleanse to heal. Second thing I would read the supplements chapter and I would go and find anxiety in here. This is what I would do. And I would look and I would say, well, since I read the chapter, it said start with just a few supplements if I want. I don't have to do the whole protocol of everything. I can just start with a few supplements. And B12 is one of them. So if you have anxiety, you can try B12 as number one. You know, my favorite B12 is the Vimergy. It's adenosylcobalamin, methylcobalamin, right? But it's the best and highest quality on every level. And that makes a difference because crappy B12s don't really help. I mean, you can try your best and try to get the best thing you can, and you might get help a little bit, but you know, it's not easy out there. I get it. But that's the one I would use. That's my favorite. It says 3 dropperfuls twice a day. So for anxiety, it says 3 dropperfuls twice a day of B12. And you can go to your doctor, you go to your practitioner, and you can talk to them about that, and that's what you can do. So it's 3 dropperfuls twice a day. So that's 1 dropperful right there. And if you're sensitive though, and I'm gonna read about that in a little bit, if you're sensitive, you can just do a few drops if you want. You can just literally start with a few drops. 1, 2, 3. That's what you can do. If I was sensitive, that's what I would do. And you can do just a few drops. So the second thing I would go with would be zinc. So that's the second thing right there. And I would do the same thing. It says zinc, 1 dropperful daily of zinc. So 1 dropperful daily of zinc.